I know, you see, so I have it on my soundboard, but I don't want to play it because copyright.
Yeah, don't do that. Hi, welcome to Out of Our Mains, the podcast where we talk about ponies.
Or anything really at this point,
Yeah, yeah,
but mainly ponies because that's
mostly
what we're here for.
ponies. Yeah. We wouldn't be called, you know, we wouldn't be called Out of Our Mains if it weren't for the horses, and we wouldn't
Yeah,
exist as a podcast if it weren't for those colorful
yeah,
horses, those
yeah.
quadrupeds, those quadrupedal hoofed animals. I'm getting a call from
Uh,
Spam Likely. Mr. Likely, go away. Uh,
what a way to start the podcast!
well, welcome back.
Fucking keep that in, man.
Yeah, I will. I'll probably edit some of the. I'm gonna do a
Yeah,
lot of editing, but I'll leave that in.
yeah,
Welcome back to the podcast. So we took last week off because there were a couple things going on. I had some stuff going on in life. Mr. Robert, you were a little under the weather
yeah.
yourself,
I
huh?
was very sick last week.
Yeah. No,
I was dying.
we hung out a bit in the time that we would normally record the podcast, and yeah, you had like your nose was just stuffed. Was
Yeah, no,
absolutely
yeah. It was horrible.
it was
Like, gosh.
it was pretty rough. But we're here now. You're feeling better. Um
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, so yeah, what have you been up to these past couple of weeks?
Uh, Honestly, I've been doing some writing in my spare time. I've also I've read some of the comments that someone let me. We only have like two people who commented on like our videos, and like even the small comments I appreciate. We both appreciate the comments.
Yeah, thank you
It means
guys.
that yeah, it means that people are actually watching us.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you guys so much. Everyone who left a comment, everyone who subscribed, who liked and everything. It means a lot.
Yeah,
We got to 6 likes on our first episode, which means
yeah,
I need to say thank you because I promised that. So thank you.
and five on the second episode.
Yeah, 5 on the second episode. Whoever it is that liked the first episode but didn't like the second episode, we're coming for you. No.
Yeah, we're coming for you. You better sleep with one eye open tonight. We'll make you
Yeah.
like that video.
Oh. Out of our mains facts. Out of our mains
Yeah.
is rapidly approaching your location.
Lock your doors tonight.
Yeah. No, but yeah, we really do appreciate everyone who even just listened to the podcast, because yeah, no,
Yeah,
we have like 70 something views on episode 1. Like,
77.
yeah, that's kind of crazy. Um,
Yeah, especially since we're starting out.
yeah, exactly. We only have 2 episodes out. I mean, I did be sure to spam the link in multiple Discords, like advertising
Yeah,
channels, and um,
yeah,
but yeah, keep sharing the podcast around and
yeah,
everything. But we'll save all that stuff for
yeah,
post podcast, because that's stuff you say before you
yeah,
end. That's when you
yeah,
start.
and
Oh, sorry.
yeah, one thing I'd like to mention, like if you want to keep up to date to make sure that there's gonna be an episode this week or the next week, follow us on Twitter. All right,
Yes. Yeah.
because we sent an update on Twitter last week about it. And so if you want to know like what's going on with the podcast, if we're gonna be uploading or not, or if something's happened, follow us on Twitter.
Shameless plug.
At Out of Our Minds.
Out of our
Out of our
minds.
mains. We
Excuse
are out of
me.
our
I
minds,
forgot
but
the
we're also
pun
out of
for
our
a second.
mains.
Oh.
Out of our mains.
Yeah, when
We
we
spelled it enough, so I don't think we need to spell it out again.
when the Brony fandom dies, that's when we'll change our name to Out of Our Minds and just turn into a
Yeah, when the
podcast.
apocalypse hits.
Yeah. Oh, the Apony lips. Oh,
Yeah.
and everything dies. No,
Yeah.
that won't happen for a long time, though, I
I
imagine.
hope.
Especially, you know how long like the Star Trek fandom went without anything? Like, oh my goodness. And Star Trek is one of the biggest fandoms like out there. they have like one of the most passionate fan bases ever, and just Star Trek was such a big thing. But like, I don't know exactly how many years they went without any new content whatsoever, but it was a while. And Star Trek is still
Jeez.
around. They've been around for decades.
It's timeless.
Yeah, but yeah, so Brony fandom's probably not going to die anytime soon.
Yeah,
But
the
if it
fandom is
does,
passionate.
if it does, that's when we're rebranding. Well, now we'll probably just pack our bags and, you know. Ugh.
We'll see. I highly doubt it's gonna die anytime soon because the fandom is passionate.
Yeah.
Like the best part is that Hasbro knows about the community. Like they know about the Brony fandom and they like to cater towards the Brony fandom.
I
Typically.
think
the writers especially.
Hasbro themselves
Well,
aren't too big on catering
it's
towards.
it's on the fence. There are people who cater towards it, and people are. It's really like split. I've noticed.
I'd say it's like the actual team that works specifically on the show is very much like is very much catering towards
I mean,
the
I'm sure
adult
Hasbro knows
audience.
about it and doesn't. I'm sure Hasbro knows about it and doesn't care because it's just making them money.
Yeah, exactly. As long as it's making them money, the
Buy
advertisers
their merchandise.
probably don't care as much about the overall fandom because regardless of whether, like, let's be honest, regardless of whether bronies exist or not, like My Little Pony toys are gonna sell because
Are you saying that there's a place where bronies are just they just don't exist?
there's an alternate universe.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. Honestly, like, I was thinking about something the other day. It's like, so if MLP as a show didn't change at all, like it's the same exact show, like
So
the
like
same.
Generation 1.
Well, no. I mean, all the generations were the same, but like G4, like season 1 and season 2 came out, like what was planned already, like by Lauren Faust before the Brony phenomena happened.
Hmm.
If it was exactly the same as it was, but it didn't take off, like with the fandom,
If it was
would
more like a niche fandom.
well, I'm wondering if there wasn't really a big fandom surrounded by it, how many people, like, if I would have gotten as into the show as I did, like, if I had seen it with, like, because the way I got into the show was watching it with my little sister.
Yeah, we've been over this.
Yeah, if I was in the living room, like, that day, and I was watching it with her, would I have, like, would I have continued watching it if I didn't know that the Brony fandom was a thing? That's
Good
something.
question.
That's something I was thinking about recently. Just a little thing to think about. I wonder about how many people got into the show
Because of the fandom.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I got into the show because of the fandom because I noticed that it started like because I was like I think I was like 15, 16. I was still like relatively getting into the internet, really getting into it. This was during our Skype days, by the way. Back then, like
way back.
This was like I think this was when people were starting to slowly transition out of Skype to Discord. I was still on Skype because a lot of my friends were on there.
Yeah.
But like I remember vividly. I was in my mom and dad's room with my dog because the dog was like, it was at the time when we first got her, so she was still adjusting, and so I was there to keep her company, and like I was bored, and I had my phone with me, and I'm like, it was like on the back. My Little Pony was on the back of my head. It was like in the back of my mind because like I had seen things about it. I had listened to like a couple of the tracks. The first Brony track I listened to was Discord by the Eurobeat Discord, specifically the one by Living Tombstone.
Yeah. The Eurobeat Brony
Eurobeat Brony, yeah.
The Eurobeat Brony remix.
Yeah.
No, the original Odyssey
yeah.
version. The Living Tombstones remix. By the way, it surprises me how many people don't realize that the Living Tombstones song is a remix of Odyssey's song.
Yeah, I've heard the original. It's pretty good.
Yeah, go check out, like, if you haven't listened to any other stuff by Odyssey, like, she made a lot of really, really good content back in the
Yeah.
day. Like, I believe she still like composes stuff and she still goes to cons, though I don't know how much stuff for the fandom that she
Hmm.
does. I think it's mostly like
Normal stuff.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Diamond Dogs is a great song. Anyways,
Yeah.
continue.
As I was saying, so I thought about it and I'm like me being like a kid, a kid just now like getting out of puberty. I'm like, I'm just thinking to myself, I've heard so much about it. I'm gonna look at one episode and see how it is. So like I watched the first episode, saw it was a 2-part, and I'm like, I guess I'll have to watch both the parts now because that's kind of how I work. Where if there's 2 parts, I have to watch both parts to get the full picture.
Yeah,
Then after I watched the first episode, I had my thought in my head was like, okay, I don't have a good enough idea, so I'll watch more episodes.
yeah,
And then next thing I knew, I watched the whole series and I was knee deep in it.
that's how it gets you. Yeah,
Yeah, it ropes you in with certain episodes. I think after the Ticketmaster started to intrigue me a bit.
yeah,
Like
that makes
and
sense.
then I because the Ticketmaster was a good
It's
episode.
a really good
Um
episode.
and then it just roped me in. And I haven't looked back since. I am knee deep in the brony trash.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, in case the listeners, in case you guys haven't noticed yet, this episode we're trying something a little different. We're doing a more casual approach to the whole podcast thing. So we will get into the news, though we're just kind of trying to, bounce off of each other right now. Just
Yeah,
see what works. We're trying out new things.
yeah.
It's
We're
the
we're
beginning of
we're,
the
we're
show.
trying to get our footing.
Yeah, exactly. So,
If Let us know if you like this format.
yeah, exactly. Feedback is very important. So, yeah. We're just constantly shilling, aren't we? Every
I
5 minutes. Make sure you like and subscribe. Leave a
Yeah,
comment.
like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on MySpace.
Follow us on
Remember
Spotify.
that?
Yeah,
You remember?
yeah, MySpace. Oh my goodness. If any of you are listening to us on Spotify, save. Okay, we need.
Let's stop
Yeah.
advertising.
Stop. So
It's
can
gonna-
he stop advertising for 10 minutes?
let's stop selling out for a moment.
It's so hard though. No.
You sound like a Hasbro representative.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But yeah, no, the show just kind of ropes you in,
Yeah.
getcha.
It grabs you by the arm and just chucks and it just goes full force. Especially
Into
by
the
season
herd.
2,
Into
especially
the
by season
herd.
by season 2 when they start gaining their footing more, really, like season 2, one of my one of my favorite early seasons.
Yeah,
One of my favorite.
yeah. Now, season 2 was really good. I mean, just the
Yeah.
opener. Discord was such a
Yeah.
fun
Yeah,
character.
of course. I'm not biased, I swear.
Yeah. So since last time, we've another reason that we kind of took a little break, along with just a lot of stuff going on, and Robert was sick, and
Yeah.
I had crazy life stuff going on. Another reason is we didn't really have too much news last week.
Yeah.
But one thing that, well, I suppose we should probably go over the news before we start going into the big thing.
Yeah. Let's
So-
start with the news.
So here's one pretty interesting thing. I assume it's been long enough that we can kind of talk G5 spoilers, but
It's been well over a month.
yeah, just in case though, we're going to talk about G5 for about maybe 2 minutes or so, so you might want to skip ahead if you haven't seen it yet.
If you're one of those slow people who hasn't gotten around to it yet because you're busy, which I understand, a lot of people are busy, especially around this time of year.
Yeah.
Then yeah, you can. We'll probably have a timestamp in the description.
Yeah, I'll make sure to slap that in there. But anyways, So there was this little Easter themed book that it was announced. I forget what company, but it was with the G5 characters, with the MLP and New Generation, like Sunny, Izzy, and them. And we got to see the cover of said book. And the thing that's interesting about the cover of this book is that Sunny has the streak of hair that's like a different color in at the end of the G5 movie. So it obviously takes place after the movie, but she doesn't have wings and a horn,
Mm-hmm.
which is a big deal because a lot of people have been wondering, are they a temporary thing? Are they not?
Did Sunny get larcened?
Is Larson? I need that video of Larson just counting the dollar bills. I need that as a GIF.
Yeah.
It's so good. I think he did that for
Was
like
that
a
from one of the Bronies react?
yeah, yeah. Um,
I gotta rewatch that one.
but yeah, so Sonny's Alicorn transformation was not permanent, at least according to this. It could have been some weird error, but uh, my bet is that it's basically confirmed that she's not permanently an alicorn. It might be like a recurring transformation thing that happens every once in a while. The I don't know, maybe the MacGuffins or the crystals play a bigger part into things later on.
Maybe.
And she has to, I don't know, she has to get a horn or wings or something to complete some sort of
Yeah.
quest
I,
or
hmm.
something. But
I wonder if like the horns and wings are gonna be like a whole like rainbow transformation thing, like with the main six, where like when the gems come together, she goes through a transformation.
yeah, exactly, all Sailor
Like
Moon style.
yeah, magical girl transformation. Like
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what the deal is with it.
Maybe. We'll just have to wait and see until like May. But
May
May. We gotta wait, what, 6 months?
6 7 months.
Oh well. Anyways, um, aside from that, we got a like there's a video on YouTube posted by I forget his name, but one of the storyboarders for the G5 movie uploaded a storyboard version of Danger Danger, which has some cut little it has some cut scenes from the song that didn't make it into the full release. It's got the vocals or just the music in general is a little bit different. The mob is a lot more like grungy, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's really cool. You should look it up. It's just a Danger Danger storyboard. It's pretty cool. I noticed while watching it that Sprout seems a lot more like sinister in
Yeah, he looks a lot more like a generic villain.
yeah, he's very much just trying to cause chaos instead of like doing it out of fear. Because like what we saw in the finished version is that he's like at the beginning of the song, he's like all the whole crowd is like coming at him, and they're like, "Well, what are we gonna do? The unicorns are gonna come back." He's like, "Yeah, they might. Like we gotta get prepared for this."
Yeah.
But but yeah, apparently originally he was supposed to be a lot more of a villain than a scared kid with a you know with a
Yeah.
superiority sort of complex and
Yeah.
with a power hungry kid. But yeah, so that video is really interesting. Really cool of the storyboarder to post that, or of the artist. I don't know what the proper term is, but I'm just gonna say artist. Really cool of that artist to post that. Really fun insight into the creative
Yeah.
process beforehand. But
Yeah, I'm looking at the video right now. Uh, and I like about him looking scary. Like one of the other comments that brought it up. But I don't know how to pronounce this. But I'm not gonna try pronouncing it because I'll probably butcher it. But this person said that Sprout like theorized that Sprout in the final version of the movie is probably meant to be less monstrous and more sympathetic, so that he could be redeemed in the series proper, like
Yeah.
the real series.
And that makes
which
sense.
I get.
Yeah, I do want to see Sprout return as a character, although I don't
Yeah.
think he should be just like reformed instantly. I think
Yeah.
he should keep
Yeah.
some of that like some of that
I think it should be
childishness.
I think it should be like a Starlight situation where she only gets redeemed until like at the end of season 6, for example, like where it's like, or maybe a Queen Chrysalis situation.
I could more so see him being like a sort of like foil to the main cast, I guess. Not really being like a villain,
Not really
but
a villain,
being
but
that
like
Gary Oak, like Gary Oak, like just kind of
just a nuisance.
Yeah, just kind of an annoyance who pops up every once. That would be wonderful because we'd get to get more of him.
Comedic villains.
Yeah. Oh, he's so fun. He's such a fun character.
Yeah.
But in the last piece of just general news, on Little Shy FAM's channel, Top 10 Pony Videos for October has that video is dropped. It's just a series of videos that every month they go back to the previous month and the audience votes on like the top videos, the top pony related videos from that month. And the one for October just came out a little bit ago. I think it was about a week ago or so. And if you know him, Dusty Cat is the host of this episode.
Yeah.
Which
the
is
man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, the manliest brony in the world.
Yeah.
So go check that out if you haven't. That's gonna be it for general news. We do have some little bit of con news.
A little bit.
Griffish Isles is this upcoming weekend.
Yeah, it's 5 days.
Yeah, a very short amount of time. So if any of you are going to that, be sure to tell us about your experiences, so we can hear about it before next week. That would be really cool if you guys are in the UK. But again, that's a PonyCon that's being hosted on November 20th to the 21st in the UK in Manchester. So yeah, there is a bit of sad news in that regard. So Sunburst's voice actor Ian Hanlon, he was the guest that they had announced being in person. He unfortunately canceled the in-person and is instead going online. So he's still going to be there, but not in person because of, I believe he's from Canada and they were having some like travel restrictions in Canada. It's not fun
real life things.
Yeah, the state of the world is fun, but
yeah.
there is a fun little video that he posted on his Twitter where he's like he's like about to leave and his dog is sitting there and he's just talking to his dog about the state of things. So go check it out on his Twitter, Ian Hanlon's. It's pretty entertaining. Other than that, though, TrotCon, which is the other con that we're looking forward to.
Month.
Yep, that's next month, December 17th to 19th. We got a couple new guests. So Terramar's voice actor, who do you remember who Terramar is?
No. Be real.
I felt so bad, but I completely I didn't know who it was until I looked him up, but as soon as I heard his voice, I recognized him. So, do you remember that episode where they're at the what is it? The hippogriff mountain and everything.
What was that, season 9?
Season 8, I think.
Okay.
But they were
season 8.
Terramar was shoot, the season 8, the student 6's names are eluding me. What's her name? The hippogriff.
The hippogriff. Dang, it's eluding.
Why is it eluding me?
Well,
I remember.
I feel so bad.
I remember like all of them, but
yeah, I feel so bad because I liked all the characters in the Student 6.
yeah.
Time to
Silverstream.
look it up. Yeah, Silverstream.
So, I think it was Silverstream's friend or brother, where he's trying to figure out like whether he wants to live with his dad in the mountains, or his mom in the ocean. But that's Terramar.
Oh.
Yeah. So his voice actor is gonna be at TrotCon. So I got to. He seems like a really fun guy. I saw recently. AC Race Best has been posting the con vlogs from Ciderfest, and one of the panels that they did was like a reading of like a Halloween themed story, and Terramar was one of the characters. His voice actor was up on stage voicing the character, and he was really fun. He had a lot of good like quips and everything. But
Nice.
As well as, forgive me if I mispronounce this last name, but Brian Dochois?
Brian Dochois.
I think that's how that's pronounced. The voice actor for Timber Spruce from the Equestria Girls series, he's gonna be there as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he was the like counselor
Yeah, I remember him.
from Legend of Everfree, which was the last like real EQG movie I watched. I watched
Yeah.
Mirror Magic, but
Hmm.
I watched Mirror Magic and what was the memory one called? The one with Wallflower? It's funny that the name of the memory episode is the one that eludes me.
I can't remember it, but I can't remember it either, funnily enough. However, I remember enjoying it for what it was.
It was alright. Yeah.
Nothing too special, but it was just your typical Equestria Girl special.
Yeah. But anyways, yeah, Timber Spruce's voice actor is gonna be at TrotCon. So again, TrotCon is happening in Columbus, Ohio, from the 17th to the 19th of December. So yeah, be sure if you're near there to grab your tickets sooner than later.
Yeah.
Anyways, though, one more bit of big news that we've kind of been waiting 2 weeks to talk about.
Oh yeah, we've been waiting a while to talk about this one.
Yeah, so Robert, let our audience know what have we been waiting for?
Elements of Justice.
Yep. So, in case you didn't know, we talked about it last podcast. We talked about being excited for it last podcast, but
yeah,
Elements of Justice is a sort of spiritual sequel to Turnabout Storm, which is an early fandom project, which was a crossover between MLP and the Ace Attorney series, which had Phoenix Wright going to Equestria.
The Porcupine Head himself.
Yep. Going to Equestria and solving a case about where Rainbow Dash was the defendant. She was accused of murder.
Because he was there all because Twilight tried to summon the best attorney in the universe.
Yep. And apparently the universe includes alternate dimensions, so...
Yep.
So, but that series is fun, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about Elements of Justice, which is, again, the spiritual successor to that series.
Yes.
Which
the latest episode. Holy crap.
Yeah, so the first court episode just dropped about a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about it. So
we're going to talk about it.
Anyone who hasn't seen any of Elements of Justice, or especially the latest episode,
and you want to watch it,
yeah, if you're planning on watching it, then I would. Again, I'll put a timestamp, but it's this is probably going to be the big thing we talk about for the rest of this episode.
yeah.
And
then we have to talk about the tier list, but that'll be afterwards.
Oh yeah, you're right. So we'll put in a timestamp for when we start talking about the tier list, and we're finished talking about this. But if you have seen it, time to get into some theories.
Yes.
So
Theory Central.
All right. So let's just talk about general EOJ. What's happened so far? So
in this case, or in just the entirety?
Just the entirety. In case someone doesn't care too much about spoilers, but we may as well put out some background so people aren't completely lost.
Yeah.
So why don't you start us off?
Well, the first episode of Elements of Justice, I haven't seen it in a while, but
a minute. Oh, it's been a minute.
It has been a while, yeah. It has been a while since I've seen it, but I do remember some things about it, such as, the case. I remember the cakewalk misspelling.
Oh goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't remember a whole lot, but I remember some of it. Gosh, I know you've rewatched the episodes, I think.
I forgot to.
Okay.
But I think so. So case 1 starts off with like the Ace Attorney, like, the group, Apollo, Phoenix, Trucy.
Apollo, Phoenix, Athena, and Trucy.
Yep. So they're hanging out, and they get summoned to Equestria again, although the rest of them didn't come last time.
Yeah, but, Phoenix does again, and the other 3 come for the first time.
Yeah. So, but basically, there is a case going on with Coco Pamel, who is who was Rarity's friend from, I think, season 4. Yeah, season 4. And she's being accused of the murder of her lover. He such a tragic freaking story.
Yeah, such a tragic death. He died by hanging.
Yeah, he content warning.
The Ace Attorney is a pretty graphic series.
Yeah.
So content warning.
Yeah, bit of a
We're gonna be talking about murders.
Yeah. So and it turns out that he was getting ready to propose to her, which is just
that makes it sad.
It's so tragic.
Yeah.
But as the episodes went on, me and Robert watched everything past, I think, the first episode together.
Because what we did, we kept track of the evidence, and we were trying to solve it before Phoenix does.
Yeah, and we kind of had the first case figured out.
Yeah, like I remember the theory of suicide came up.
Yeah, so
made it so tragic.
Yeah, but we kind of got thrown off a bunch because of just
we
various
were guessing ourselves.
Yeah, various amounts of evidence and everything. On top of, we didn't want to believe that because that's really sad.
It's so sad. But it turns out that was the answer to the first case, supposedly. I don't know if they're gonna come back to it or not, because there's still a lot of mystery surrounding it, but supposedly that is the answer.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk of them saying he didn't seem like he
didn't seem depressed.
So there were mentions of him going through bits of depression, but the thing is,
extreme.
He was about to propose.
Yeah.
And there wasn't anything that came out about him starting to I don't know, second guess or think that something that, because the only thing you could think of being being a problem is like maybe he thought that she didn't love him anymore or anything, but they were a really cute couple apparently.
Yeah. Okay, hold that thought. I think dinner's ready, so I have to get it real quick.
Oh,
But I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna eat while we do this. All right.
intermission.
Back to the talking.
Okay.
Back to EOJ.
So, the case, Coco Pamel was the defendant. She was being accused of, murdering her husband. But,
Lover.
yeah, not husband. Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah. Her lover. Her soon-to-be fiance, but it never was to be, unfortunately. But,
Yeah.
I do remember them mentioning that he had some signs of depression, but he didn't actually. He was about to propose, and you can't. I don't know. I couldn't see. Just everything doesn't quite add up
Doesn't
there.
really add up. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely happened that way, but there's got to be something more to it. So we've been talking about the possibility of there being a phantom for a while. There being someone behind the scenes.
For those who have played Ace Attorney, they know what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
Specifically, Dual Destinies.
Yeah. If you haven't, go play it.
Good game.
Yeah, the Ace Attorney series is really fun. But so that was case one.
Can we also talk about the fact that Prince Blueblood was the prosecutor?
Oh my gosh, Blue Blood was so annoying, but so fun
he
as
was
a pros.
Blueblood.
Are you challenging me?
Are you challenging? Yeah, that was a meme I made.
Whew, don't die
That's
there.
a meme I made where you're gonna have to slap it on the video or something. But what I did, I pasted a picture of Blue Blood's head on top of Shaggy from the live action Scooby-Doo movie where he said, "Are you challenging me?" And the best part is I got noticed on the Discord.
Yeah.
Like everyone loved it. And you could see it in the thumbnail for the bloopers for case one.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's in the thumbnail, and that's the highest honor I could get for Elements of Justice.
Yeah. It was super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just something you threw together while we were watching the last episode.
They even made into an emoji in their staff server, I think.
Something like that. I remember it popping up as an emote somewhere, but
yeah.
But yeah, that was fun. Blue Blood was just a really fun prosecutor. But
he was child's play. He was the Winston Payne of Elements of Justice.
He was the pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
For those who don't know,
Case 2 is where it gets interesting.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Payne is the
tutorial prosecutor
in every single Ace Attorney game. Maybe not the same Payne, but someone from the Payne lineage.
Yeah, that's funny to say.
Yeah. But anyways, case 2. So
that's where shit really kicked off.
Yeah, we got a little bit of a throwback to an it might be intentional, might not be, but one of the accused was Scootaloo. And what was the other kid's name? Turning Page. Right? It's Turning Page and Scootaloo are on trial for the murder of Turning Page's father.
Yeah.
Whose name I definitely remember. Royal Order.
Yeah.
So a unicorn royal guardsman. So far, this case hasn't finished, so we don't know how this case ends
Yeah.
at all. Um.
But
Oh.
let
Oh,
me tell you.
really?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just read something that I had no idea.
What?
So do you know the concept of Chekhov's gun?
No.
So it's a concept in writing, or in writing,
Mm-hmm.
where it was originally started in like plays, where if you show the concept is basically if you show a gun in Act 1 and it doesn't get used, that gun is going to be used in Act 3, which is where all the stuff goes down. So it's just a concept that means if you show something, then it has importance. If
Yeah.
if a gun shows up in Act 1, you know that that gun is going to be fired.
Yeah.
So Royal Order apparently showed up. So I remember this now. As soon as I read this, Royal Order. So at the end of Case 1, we see Sonata, who is a very important character from
Yes.
Turnabout Storm.
Oh yeah.
We
Very
see
important.
we see her being let out from prison, and Royal Order is there. Royal Order is the
Oh,
guard who lets her out,
bro.
which is crazy because it's that's so interesting. We got to see the
Yeah.
victim of the first case. So that could be that was like technically an instance of Chekhov's gun, where he
Mhm.
showed up in Case 1, he shows up later. He plays a very important part later in that he's the
Mhm.
victim. Um anyways though, there's so many Chekhov's guns in Ace Attorney. Like just
Yeah.
the everything that goes in the court record is technically a
They
Chekhov's gun.
they even
Like,
did it in the Great Ace Attorney.
yeah, but like if evidence doesn't get used in one trial, like if you get a piece of evidence in the investigation, you'll find that that piece of evidence more often than not gets used in the next case, if not a later case.
Uh-huh.
But that's a Chekhov's gun. But anyways though, so Royal Order was murdered, and it looks like the only ones who could have done it are Scootaloo and Turning Page. But
We know that's not the case.
yeah. So there was a point where we're gonna skip over some stuff. Bear with us. If you haven't seen it, this isn't gonna make any sense. I'm so sorry. But there's a point where we know about this note that was written to Turning Page, to Scootaloo about a. So Scootaloo and the rest of the CMC have their Scootaloo's wagon and scooter are stolen by Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon.
Mm-hmm.
Now, later on, they give. Well, Scootaloo receives. The CMC receive. The CMC receive a letter, which is your typical like detective villain writing in like cutout letters from a magazine.
Yeah.
Like glued together letters from a magazine, and it tells them to meet in the Everfree Forest, in the clearing in the Everfree Forest, in front of the Castle of the Two Sisters, to essentially make a deal.
Yeah, give them the gold silk
Give them
is lined in their capes.
Yeah, so there's this gold silk that is worth a lot of money that Rarity has that Sweetie Belle used to line their capes. And in order to get their wagon, the capes, and the scooter back, they have to give Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon a roll of that golden silk.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so something comes out that the magazines that these letters were come out of are found in Royal Order's home, which
They're also My Little Pony Friendship is Magic magazines.
Friendship is issues.
friendship is issue.
No, but yeah, they're found in Royal Order's home, who is Turning Page's father. And as soon as this is said, my brain goes all crack theory.
Yeah.
And it's like,
as you do.
So Turning Page is the one who fought off Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon from like egging on the CMC, right? And Scootaloo and him become friends really quickly. Now, I had this crazy crack theory that Turning Page was actually working with Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon
Like
in order to in order to get this golden silk. And the whole friendship with him, with Scootaloo, was a farce. And when you look at all of the evidence, it lines up too well. But they don't even discuss that as a possibility in the actual case. And instantly it's like, oh, it's Turning Page's mother who organized this because she's on the school board, which is run by Diamond Tiara's mother. And so right now they're currently pushing that that Turning Page's mom was blackmailed by Spoiled Rich, who is Diamond Tiara's mom. Which
honestly, like the theory that you came up with sounds like something that I would prefer to happen, simply because it just sounds so crazy.
It's so out there.
It's so out there, but it also fits. Like, the only thing that doesn't make sense is that Turning Page is willing to protect Scootaloo, unless it's a farce.
Yeah.
Or unless he's having a change of heart.
I don't think it's like the case anymore, because Turning Page has shown to be a really good kid. Like, he's just he's willing to take the blow for Scootaloo. He's willing to be.
It turns into a Cozy Glow situation.
Oh my gosh. Cozy Glow always seemed kind of sus, not gonna lie. But Turning Page, he seems so freaking pure, and just he's that little kid who is like aspiring, like so his dad is a royal guardsman, and this kid like super looks up to Royal Order, or looked up to
him. Yeah.
I feel so bad for the dang kid. I just want to give him a hug.
Yeah, something about it happening in the My Little Pony universe specifically, it just makes it feel so much worse.
I would feel bad for it happening to.
Yeah, I don't know why, but specifically with My Little Pony, a series that you and I are both invested in, it feels
the dang
so much worse.
Yeah, because this thing doesn't happen in Equestria. Like, in Turnabout Storm, it's mentioned that like murder never happens in Equestria. Rainbow Dash killed her. I was there. Rainbow Dash killed him. I was there.
The greatest line of Turnabout Storm.
Oh, but
Yeah,
If you
I
haven't seen
also
Turnabout Storm, you're not gonna get that, but
I
it's...
also want to bring up the glow up that happened between the investigation and the trial.
Oh yeah.
The glow up, like the whole like it got a visual upgrade.
Oh yeah. No, it looks so much better this episode. They switched from using like
Sprites
yeah.
to I assume gifs of the 3D models. I
Mm-hmm.
assume, or if it's actual 3D model manipulation, I'm going to be even more impressed.
It
And
looked
I
like
also
it
love that they,
was. Like
yeah,
some of the stuff looked somewhat custom, like they've messed
yeah,
around with
like
3D models.
it took me a while to figure out if it was 2D or really really good 2D or just 3D
Mm-hmm.
because of the shading was just so good. And I
Yeah.
also really loved like the redone expressions, the new expressions with that Athena,
Yeah.
because I love Athena, one of my favorite characters in the 3DS trilogy
Yeah.
or in the 3DS games. But like the thing is, it got a visual glow up. Like, good lord.
Yeah. It looks so much better this episode. Not to say that it looked bad previously, but
Some parts looked a bit iffy.
yeah, it
Specifically
was...
the sprites for Phoenix.
Yeah, but it was like, regardless though, the writing and like, I don't know, everything that's going into everyone that's on this team is doing a really, really good job.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, props to the EOJ team
And
because
yeah.
you guys are awesome.
Yeah.
If you're listening, which I know one of you, one member from the EOJ team left us a really nice comment on our second episode. So thank you. I really appreciate it. You guys are doing a great job. That was Pat Brown. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
keep
also
doing what you're
really
doing.
excited. I'm really excited to talk about the prosecutor in this case as well.
Yes. So we spent a long time theorizing who the prosecutor would be. So we don't really follow too much that goes on in the Discord in like the theory crafting channels, mostly for like apparently it was not necessarily leaked who the prosecutor was, but people knew who it was based on some concept stuff that was posted to the Aljavis's DeviantArt way back when he first started planning on this.
Yeah.
But we didn't look at any of that. We had no idea.
We're trying to be as blind as possible here.
Yeah. Whenever we figure stuff out, though, it's so great.
Yeah, and the reveal was incredible. And the custom shouts that they made as well. The Ace Attorney fan in me is just gushing.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, the prosecutor in this case was Princess Luna. And oh my goodness.
Our brains like imploded.
Yeah. She was a difficult prosecutor.
Yeah.
I still stand by the fact that she's cheating.
Yeah.
Because she can dream walk. She can walk through the dreams of others, which in itself, it isn't it isn't necessarily a negative thing in the context of the show, because she's doing it to prevent the nightmares of ponies, which is really respectable. But in doing that, she learned some stuff that there's no way she would have been able to learn otherwise. Thankfully, though, it seems like Luna is less focused on winning and more focused on finding the truth. Yeah, which is
respectable.
Very
and
respectable.
It's totally in line with her character, I think.
Yeah. She's doing a really good job. There's a lot of there's some really good custom shot. Be still.
Yes.
God, that was so cool.
I needed a double take when we first saw it, because like, Jesus, I blinked and like I missed it, and I was like, bro, what?
Yeah, and she got a custom like shout and graphic.
Yeah, it looks so good.
They're like
I
very
was
like old timey like
like, I was gushing so much. I loved it.
yeah, we were like oh my gosh, ah!
We were like
It's so
fanboying.
cool. Very much so. No, this series is shaping up to be really, really well done.
Yeah.
But oh man, I can't. Oh my gosh.
What?
You want to know? So, when we started talking about elements of justice, I want to say we were about I'd say about 20 minutes in or so.
Yeah.
We're now an hour and 5 minutes into this recording.
Oh god.
It felt like 10 minutes. Oh my gosh. So,
We started around 450, 440 or so.
yeah. Oh my goodness. So yeah, long story short, Elements of Justice is really good, and you should check it out. But yeah,
Yeah.
oh. Anyways, though, goodness, we really should move on at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, we went on a long talk about it, but I
Yeah.
love talking about the series. I love talking about Elements of Justice.
It's so good. So for those of you who clicked on the timestamp, just got back, welcome back. We're done talking EOJ spoilers. Oh boy, we talked about it for
Tier
a long time.
list.
Yeah, so now we're gonna move on to our tier list that we've been doing. So I should probably make a disclaimer just in case. I feel like people are smart enough, but just in case, this is all opinion. This is all just
Yeah.
me and Robert's opinions. This is not
Yeah.
we're not going out and like
We're not saying this is the definitive tier list.
yeah, we're not scouring the internet looking for people's opinions and basing it off that. No, this is purely our opinion. There's no way for us to be completely objective. This is very subjective.
Yeah.
But just anyways, disclaimer aside, I've been working on this tier list for a bit. It's very fun. We're just categorizing all of the episodes from the show in terms of how much we liked them, how awful we think they are. Baby cakes. Sorry. Oh, something in my throat.
We're starting with the ones that we've been watching. We'll get to discussing that after we do season 2. Even though we're gonna skip it, we'll still talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about the episode then.
Yeah.
I feel like for fairness' sake, we should probably watch it, but it's
okay.
I feel
didn't like baby cakes.
I feel the same way. But so
All right. Let's not talk about that right now. Positive. All right. With that in mind, first episode we'll be talking about Look Before You Sleep. That's episode 8.
Yep.
Season 1.
So for those of you who don't remember, Look Before You Sleep was the episode where Rarity and Applejack are basically forced into Twilight's house because of a thunderstorm outside, and they end up having a sleepover, but Rarity and Applejack are not getting along at all.
An episode that probably birthed many Rarajack shippers.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, why can't I find the tier list in our DMs? The updated tier list.
Hold on. I got you, boyo.
Alright, thank you. Alright. So...
we put this at high B.
Yeah, we put this at the top of B tier, above...
as of now.
Yeah, for now, it's at the top of B tier, above Applebuck season, Boast Busters, and the season 1 opener. So...
yeah.
Look Before You Sleep was really fun.
Yeah, there were a lot of great comedy, and I know you kept thinking to a a specific like video when we were watching this one in particular. I don't remember what it was.
Oh, so what was it? Friendship is Witchcraft had an
Yeah.
episode on this, and it was really good. Friendship and Witchcraft is very dated series, but it's pretty funny. Not appropriate at all, but yeah. Anyways, though, look before you sleep. Lots of good humor. It was oh, you stepped away. Another intermission.
Sorry, it was just my brother coming in.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, it didn't last very long.
But
anyways, yeah.
So, very fun episode, although it was kind of aggravating how much of a pain Rarity was in this episode. Like,
yeah.
Like, she was, like, Applejack very much fought back, but, like, Rarity was definitely the one who started every single dispute, which, it hurts. Although, it does show a lot about how much she's changed over the series.
Oh, yeah.
Over the course of the show. And speaking of character development, I had, like, a realization mid-episode that I was talking to Robert about. So this episode is the first time we see like real, genuine character development passed over to a different episode. Like,
yeah,
sure, the season 1 opener, Twilight learned to be more accepting of friends and such. Yes. But that was also, like, completely necessary for the show to move on.
It's called Friendship is Magic, so...
Yeah, exactly. So that's something you kind of expected. But in Applebuck's season, the whole premise of the episode was that Applejack was too stubborn to ask for help. In this episode, though, so Applejack inadvertently ends up pulling a tree into Twilight's treehouse, and they end up having to get it out. At first, it's just Applejack working on it. Twilight is sucked up in her
trying to figure out if a tree in the house is important to a sleepover.
Yeah, and Rarity is being a pain.
Rarity. Rarity.
I wouldn't say being Rarity, because...
This is specifically Season 1 Rarity.
Yeah.
Rarity is being Season 1 Rarity.
Yeah, and so Applejack is kind of working on this by herself, but she very quickly turns to Rarity and asks her to help, and they get over, like, their petty squabbles.
Yeah.
Which was really refreshing to see. I didn't notice that before, that, like,
yeah,
because of Applebuck season, Applejack was very... I mean, she didn't ask for help right away, but, like, as soon as she realized that she couldn't do it on her own, she swallowed her pride and asked for help. Which...
Yeah, really quickly. A lot quicker than, 20-minute episode.
Yeah, exactly. But it was really nice to see that carried over. Anyways, though, so yeah, Look Before You Sleep, we put in high B tier. Lots of fun, good character development. Rarity was a pain.
Yeah.
Twilight was really adorable in the episode as well.
Twilight was just being Twilight. Her character didn't change too much. It just kind of matured as the series went on, but she's still the same Twilight.
Yeah. Anyways, though, what's the next episode?
Bridal Gossip.
Bridal Gossip. So, the infamous Poison Joke episode.
Oh, yeah. The introduction of Zecora.
Yep. The introduction of Zecora and the zebra race as a whole, which it's still disappointing to this day that they never did anything with zebras outside of the comics.
More. Yeah, they never did more with it.
Zecora was the only zebra, which is fine, but the fandom ran with that. The
Yeah, they
fandom,
took the idea and ran all the way to Zimbabwe,
yeah, exactly.
and then took a portal to Equestria.
Yeah. No, they came through the portal of Equestria to Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Uh, um, but yeah, so introduction of Zakora, really good like moral, which was just like don't judge a book by its cover. Um, and yeah, the introduction of Poison Joke as well, which the fandom also took and ran with. Um,
Yeah.
but very fun stuff. Honestly, just oh yeah, very entertaining episode as well.
Yeah.
Just all of the quote unquote curses that happen to the main six are pretty entertaining for the entirety of it. Fluttershy's especially. Flutterguy is a
Yeah.
joy. She's an evil enchantress and she does
She
evil
does evil
dances.
dances.
um,
Pinkie Pie's song was just a delight.
Pinkie Pie in this episode is the most Pinkie Pie yet.
Yeah, so far, yeah.
It was
She's
just
evil enchantress. Church put you in
yeah.
trance. Jesus, that
This
song.
this song is very fun. You look deep in her eyes, she'll put you in trances. What will she do?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of like it was very hard to watch at times because of
Yeah.
how like oh when they break into Zakora's house, that
I feel so
scene
bad.
it's so funny, but it's also like it's hard not to cringe. Like, oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. I mentioned this to you before, but the first time I saw the episode was when someone made a Friends parody of it.
Oh, yeah, the sitcom.
Where where it was presented like a sitcom.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, where there's the laugh tracks and the ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to
Like obviously the laugh track went crazy with the poison joke stuff.
yeah, we'll have to go back and watch that if you ever find it. Did you find that by the way?
Yeah. I couldn't find that episode, but I did find a couple episodes that were parodying Friends.
Gotcha. We'll have
Like
to
the
check
season
those
one
out.
premiere. So that like the season one premiere, which you could probably watch just because it's been friendified.
Yeah.
It's been,
We'll have to check that out. Yeah. Bridal Gossip, really good episode. We put that at the bottom of A tier. Just because
yeah. But
very
then
fun.
tier, it was really solid.
Yeah, right below the
Like,
Ticketmaster.
The how the tier lists work, I would say the C tier, or like what was it, B tier or C tier, is like the standard of any like episode.
I'd say B tier is like the standard.
Yeah, B tier is like the standard. Anything above that is just amazing. Anything below that is
Meh or awful.
they're just below average, meh, or just bad.
Yeah, I wouldn't
'Cause,
say
like we have like
yeah.
yeah.
Again, like I wouldn't say that the episodes that are lower than that are awful. Just they weren't nearly as like enjoyable as some of the other ones. Like
Yeah.
Dragonshy, like we kind of weren't sure whether to put it at the bottom of B tier or the top of C tier. So it is a very
Yeah.
close, or it was a very high C tier.
It's teetering.
Yeah, but yeah, and then it was what Swarm of the Century next, I think.
Next is Swarm of the Century.
So that's the Paris Bride episode. Another thing
Yeah,
the
which
fandom took and ran
they
with.
never do anything with it. Yeah, they never do anything with it, but the fandom took it.
Yep. Yeah, so that episode was fun. Again, Pinkie Pie being Pinkie Pie, but not like I don't know what it was, but like nothing happened.
Yeah.
I guess well, no, that's not true. That's not true at all.
Things
A lot happened.
but it didn't have a lot of substance because the pair sprites never return.
Yeah. Seeing like the big thing about that episode was like Pinky was fun, but other than that, everyone else was kind of like, I guess, frustrating or just not too interesting, I guess. I don't know. The reason we put it so we put it at D tier, making it the lowest episode we've ranked yet of season 1. There's not
So
much to
far.
talk about. I'm like,
yeah, there really isn't a whole lot.
I'm having a hard
Like-
time like coming up with something because it
Like it existed. Pinky was Pinky. Like everyone was just like trying to like solve the issue, and they
Yeah.
were one of my bigger gripes is like, why the fuck are they just, pardon the French, but why are they just ignoring Pinky like she's crazy?
yeah.
Like I get it. It's kind of like it's kind of,
Pinkie Pie being Pinkie Pie.
yeah, it's kind of understandable, but I feel like we're 10 episodes in. You think they would have kind of gotten the gist by now about how Pinkie Pie works.
Yeah. But
And yet they treated it like it was some sort of like hearsay, like crazy talk, which
Yeah.
it always is. It's Pinkie Pie.
of course, yeah. But yeah. But also like do you remember what we watched this episode a week ago and I'm having trouble remembering what happened in the episode. Like
I remember the parasprites being able to reproduce asexually.
yeah, like Fluttershy gets the parasprites, they spread and eat a bunch of food. Twilight
Princess Celestia's trying to come visit, but then can't because infestation.
Twilight casts a spell to make them eat not food. Everything that's not food. And then Pinky drags them away.
Pinky does a parade.
Yeah. And that's the episode. And I can't remember specifics outside of that.
Yeah, it's pretty forgettable.
Yeah. I mean, like, the parasprites stick out because they're a really interesting concept, but again, they never come back.
Yeah.
Parasprite Polka is a really nice song, though. I like that a lot. It's the song that Pinky plays.
All right.
But yeah. So that was Storm of the Century, and then we got to the episode that I've been waiting for.
Yeah. Winter wrap up.
Winter wrap up, which is I love the episode. Not just because of the song in it, but the song is so good. Winter wrap up. So Winter wrap up is the first like non-Pinky, like I guess not non-Pinky, but it's the first song in the show that's not just a Pinky song, and it's not the main theme.
One of the songs, most of the songs were Pinky themed. Now that I think about it,
every single song before this, other than the theme, was Pinky. There was the laughter song in the season opener. There was Hop, Skip, and a Jump from Dragonshy. There was Evil Enchantress, and
now there's Winter Wrap Up, which breaks the Pinkie Pie formula.
Yeah.
It's a good song on its own, yeah.
Phenomenal song, yeah. The vocals are really good. So technically the debut of the voice actresses for the main six is singing. Yeah.
Yeah, which again I brought this up last. I'll bring it up. I did not know Twilight had a different voice actress for singing.
Yep. Yeah.
Like that's how similar the voices sound.
They do a really good job of encapsulating the character of the characters. But yeah, so the debut of all those actresses for each of the main six, which is really big.
Yeah.
So the song is really good. The episode itself is just so fun and such a, I guess, relatable and good moral, in my opinion, which is like, no one's good at everything. No one's going to be good at everything, and there are going to be times where you're looking around you, looking at the people around you, and wondering why you're not as good at the things that they're doing as they are. I know that's...
you feel out of place.
Yeah, exactly. Not knowing if you belong. Which is a really hard thing, and it's a really tough moral. But they show Twilight like going around and trying all the various ways of helping with the winter wrap up, and she's not good at any of them because they're not what she's good at. Like, she's good at a lot of things, like magic, like studies, organizing, but physical labor is not really her thing.
She always relies on magic.
Yeah, and she's kind of forced to not. But no matter how like out of place you feel, like there's always something that you can contribute, which is the moral of the episode, in that Twilight is able to help them be better at organizing. She's able to apply her own strengths to something that no one really thought about. Which, is a really good lesson. I like that a lot. So even outside of like, okay, the song is what puts it as like, the song gives it a lot of points.
For you.
But the episode itself is also just really good. And so as it stands, it's currently the highest rated episode at the top of A tier.
Like, even I agree, it does belong up there, even taking out the song factor. Which I have to keep reminding you that, the music still give points to the ranking.
Yes.
But it's not all about the music.
It can't be everything.
Sometimes I feel I have to keep reminding you, unbiased opinions.
Well, this isn't unbiased. This is our tier list. Screw everything.
We're looking at the episodes unbiased. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And then form an opinion. We're not making a biased list. If we were, then every single episode that had a song in it that was good would be in the top of the list.
Yeah. Would be legendary tier.
Yeah, it would be.
But I mean, to be fair, most of the episodes with really good songs are really good in themselves, but anyways, though, so winter wrap up, great episode, great moral, really fun interactions between her and the other characters, seeing her like, I don't know what it is, maybe it's cruel, but seeing the main character screw up so much is just funny.
Dang.
The nest that she makes is awful.
And then the rarity just like, okay, we'll have to change this, change that, just redo the whole thing basically.
Yeah. The snakes, the like her falling on her butt ice skating, which if any of you have been ice skating before, you can relate to that. You've done that at least once.
I've done roller skating, which is pretty similar in terms of how you balance.
Yeah, it's somewhat similar.
And that was the first and last time I roller skated was like so long ago, because when I was trying to roller skate, I lost my balance and did the splits, and it really hurt.
Goodness. Yeah. But yeah, that was fun. Seeing the plow go haywire, no pun intended. was pretty fun. Yeah, just an overall really fun episode.
Yeah.
Lots of good gags, very good moral, amazing song. Winter Wrap Up stuck around in the fandom for years.
Yeah, it did.
It was the Brony anthem before the Smile song.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Smiles HD.
No, stop. We don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, we don't.
Anyways, though, so that about wraps up our tier list. Haha, get it? That winter wraps up our tier list.
Shut up.
For the day, at least. So yeah, what's the next episode we're gonna be watching?
Call of the Cutie.
Call of the Cutie. Oh, is that the first CMC episode?
Well, the description on Netflix says, discouraged because she has not yet received her cutie mark, Applebuck
Yep.
searches out her purpose in life so that she can get her special symbol.
Yep.
Special symbol.
Special
I've never heard
symbol.
people refer to it like that.
Yeah, but that's going to be the introduction of the CMC, so looking forward to that.
The group that the fandom really ran off with.
Yeah, the amount of speculation as to what their marks were going to be is ridiculous. But
and also the speculation for Scootaloo's parents. We can't forget about that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they're all very much fan favorite characters.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're looking forward to that. So next time we'll probably try to watch at least 4 more episodes, maybe more, maybe less. We'll see.
I want to try and get more in this week.
Yeah, hopefully. But that's gonna pretty much wrap things up for this week. So
yeah.
Be sure to like and subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. If you're listening to us on Spotify or Google Podcasts, follow our podcast and like it. Do all the buttons, you know.
Click all the buttons.
All the buttons.
Even the buttons that close the fucking browser out.
Don't press the report button, please.
Yeah,
not that one.
No, we aren't doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
Unless then again, it's 2021. Opinions are wrong.
Yeah, that's true. We are sharing a lot of opinions. At least we're not getting political.
Yet.
Yet.
Yo, let's talk about that political nightmare, Mayor.
Down with the mayor.
We're gonna build a wall.
She's putting hallucinogens in the water.
Yeah. Put hallucinogens in the cupcakes.
Turning the ponies rainbow color.
Yeah.
Oh no.
She's the manufacturer of those cookies that.
Oh my gosh.
One episode.
It was all her. It was all a plot by the government.
Yeah.
We don't know what Celestia is up to when she's not.
Wasn't it 28 Pranks Later? The episode was called, I think.
Yeah, that was season 7, I think.
Yeah, that was season 7. We haven't gotten there yet, but she's the reason those cookies were how they were. She's the manufacturer. It's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy. We're seeing visions of Celestia and Luna fighting lightsabers.
Celestia and Luna are actually goats.
Oh my gosh.
They're actually goat people.
Oh. What is it? Color Tour has been replaced by Changeling.
Oh my gosh.
Pinkie Pie's not the original. She's a clone.
Oh yeah, that theory that Sawtooth made.
Yeah. I love Sawtooth's channel. I still don't completely buy that theory, but it is really interesting. Anyways, we're trying to wrap up the episode and end up going on crack theories for 10 minutes.
Follow us on Twitter if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon on Twitter. it'll be in the description. We'll put
Yeah.
the link in the description.
We'll link our Twitter in the description. Follow us on the podcast hosting sites. Yeah, and if you're talking about us on Twitter, be sure to use the hashtag MainPod. That's MANEPOD. And if you want to follow us on Twitter, there'll be a link in the description. But if you want to look us up, it's at Out of Our Main. So that'll be OUTOFOURMANES. So
add us on Twitter as well if you're gonna ask a question.
Yeah, exactly. Add us and use the hashtag MainPod. But yeah, just tell us about how your week's going. I don't know. Send us a picture. I don't know. I can't come up with something funny this time. Yeah, send us a picture of your dog. Last week.
Send us a picture of your mom if you want to. Don't actually do it.
Don't send us a picture of your mom. I don't. I'm sure your mom is a lovely lady, but.
Send us a picture of your bed.
Sure, why not? Yeah, send us a picture of your bed. Send us a picture of your pony plushies. Do that. That'll be cool. Yeah.
Your pony merchandise in general.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, thanks so much for listening, and we will see you guys next week. So I'm Maynard,
and I'm Robert,
and we'll catch you guys later. Adieu.
Have a good week, everyone.
Bye-bye.